I used to think that my hands were only good for building for others. I worked hard for years until my body was no longer as good as my work. I never thought about education because growing up it didn't play a role in my family. My work was all I knew. Then one day my son needed help with his homework. Looking at his math homework was like looking at a foreign language. I knew that I could teach him to build anything and work with his hands, but I couldn't help him with fractions. I was doing side work for a friend that helped tutor my son. She finally told me one day that I needed to help him do his homework. That's when she asked me if I ever thought about going back to school to get my GED. I thought about it, and after a while she took me to get enrolled at Pima Community College Adult Education. I was scared because I thought I wasn't going to be able to learn anything. My family was very unsupportive, telling me I was too old and that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That helped support my fear I had about going back to school. Sitting in math class was odd. I felt so lost and confused. I didn't understand the fractions that were on paper. I thought to myself, you do this work every time you do measurements. So I went out to my truck and got my tape measure. Man, how that made a difference in my schoolwork. I thought to myself, I could do this. There were times I wanted to give up, especially when my truck broke down. I didn't have a ride to school. I didn't know anyone that could give me a ride. I let Linda know that I would have to drop out of school. She told me that's not going to happen, that I had worked too hard to give up now. She would leave her house 2 hours early every day just to make sure I made it to school on time. And for the first time ever, I received an attendance award. Luckily, Linda was a great support and helped me keep my focus and motivation on my goals to earn my GED. After school, I would go home and my son and I would sit at the table doing homework. I was finally able to understand his homework, and he and I would solve fractions together using my tape measure. Going back to school has been such a wonderful experience. I've joined Student Leadership Council, where I found out I'm a great leader. I discovered that I have a voice and now can speak up for myself and for people of my generations. Thanks to Marianne and Shael, I am now an honorary member of AmeriCorps. I have had the privilege of attending my first conference, which was the National Coalition Leadership Conference at the U of A. I got my very first name tag and received an award for the second time. My son and I are now having fun volunteering together at AmeriCorps functions. I feel like I am somebody now. I am making a difference not only in my life, but in my son's. My AmeriCorps team and Pima Community College Adult Education has become my new family. Now these hands have a different purpose.